BJ, you're unmuted, and then Ron, and then we'll get Bob.
Well, welcome back, Kharyee. What was it about this opportunity, and what's this mean to you to get a chance to come back and be on staff here at Boise State?
Oh man, it's a great opportunity to be back here. Can't pass up the opportunity to be back on the blue. I love everything what Coach Avalos is doing and what he's trying to do here with this program. On top of that, this is like second home for me and my wife, who we're expecting a child here pretty soon. So this is our second home here, and it just feels good for the role and for the people that I'm about to be around with, like Coach Frank, Coach Collins, and just like Coach Danielson. Just being around them and learning as much as I can is also a great opportunity. Along with Coach Avalos.
Congrats on the other news as well. My only other question, I guess, is what exactly is your role going to be? And analyst, there's GAs and things like that. But in terms of being an analyst, what exactly are your main duties going to be?
So I'll be working hand in hand with Coach Danielson, helping him out, not only, with the linebackers, but just helping him get things ready and prepping for the games and whatnot.
Kharyee, congrats on getting the job, and welcome back to Boise.
Appreciate it.
So you spent the 18 season working with Andy at Boise State, and then you followed him to Oregon. Over that time, what did you learn about him that made you comfortable to follow him back to Boise State now?
Just the things, how he carries himself, his organization, his process. Man, this dude is a whole nother level. I'm always learning from him like every day. And going up to Oregon was a little different as far as, different type of environment, and that was like my first time actually living in Oregon. Cool little spots up there, not a lot, but there's a lot of things to do. But Coach Avalos has been successful everywhere he's been. And, in order for you to be successful, you got to learn from the people that have been successful, whether it's the good, the bad, whatever the case may be. You just want to learn as much as possible so you can take that next step in your career.
And as a former player, what do you feel like you can add to the staff? What do you feel like you can teach these players?
Is more so what not to do. Hopefully, as a young player, right? You think you got everything figured out. I'm not saying that these guys don't or whatever, but as a young player, you think you have it all. You know what you're doing, but there's some tricks and trades to everything and what you're trying to do, and just the learning, how you can learn. And everyone's different. Everyone is different on how they want to learn or how they want to be coached. You just got to find what pushes them and what helps. And you just got to build it. And it all starts with relationships. That's what it all starts with. It all starts with relationships and building trust in each other.
Thank you.
Bob, then Jay.
Kharyee, welcome back.
Thanks, Bob.
Congratulations on the coming child. I'm looking at your resume. You've been at C of I, you've been at Boise State, you've been at Oregon, 3 kind of different places. So what have you learned about football coaching at different kind of places?
It's all different. At the lower level at College of Idaho, you got to do a little bit of everything. You got to break down, you got to draw cards, you got to coach, you got to run your meetings, sometimes you may even have to help with laundry. And so that's just the way it goes at that lower level. And then being here, graduate assistant at Boise State, you got to go to school. On top of that, you're learning. You're actually on the field, and you got to make sure your responsibilities are done to do whatever you can do to help this team win. And then just, going to Oregon, it's a different beat. You're up there with Uncle Phil. And, I just thank Coach Cristobal and those guys for trusting Coach Avalos to bring me there to try to help that program. And it was awesome. It was a good, little year. And then just being back here, you learn different. I had to coach corners, at College of Idaho. And so that just being a football coach, you got to do research when you coach a new position. And it's no different than you guys doing your homework on me and knowing everything about me, right? You got to do research and how you're going to become successful when you're coaching that position.
Where do you see yourself down the road? I mean, do you see yourself as, a coach on the field? Do you see yourself as the next Andy Avalos taking over as a head coach somewhere? I mean, what are your hopes and dreams?
Right now, I see myself as a full-time coach. I haven't really looked that far, one goal at a time. But I do see myself as a full-time coach being on the field and just taking those steps. And right now, you know, I'm progressing. I'm progressing.
Good for you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, and then Will.
What's up, Kharyee?
What's going on?
Congrats on the job, but also the kid. Obviously, that's awesome news. So
Yeah,
congrats
thank you.
to your wife.
Thank
Kharyee, Kharyee, I was talking to an assistant coach one time, and he told me that it's better to make $30,000 and work for people that believe in you as a young coach than to try to go off and make, 5 times that for somebody that might not believe in you. How much does Andy Avalos believe in you, and how much do you believe in him?
Well, you can tell how much he believes in me by bringing me to Oregon. You know, I must have made a really good impression on him for being under him for a year. Obviously, he was my coach, when I was a player, but I made a very good impression of him, with the year for him to no, I need Kharyee to come to Oregon and he can help us over there. So I know for a fact he believes in me because he brought me back here and gave me an opportunity to be an analyst and learn of some pretty good dudes. And, I trust him, and I know he trusts me, and we're in this together. And you're in this profession, like he says all the time, you're in this profession to continue to grow and continue to develop. So you're not only developing players, but you're also developing as a person and as a coach, and how you're going to elevate your game to the next level.
Mm-hmm. We all know that you got your coaching career started out at the College of Idaho. Talking with Mike Morosky one time, he mentioned when you first got there, he was wondering how much you really wanted to be a college football coach. And by the time you left, there was no question. And now today he refers to you as a rising star in the industry. How much did that time mean to you at the College of Idaho? Whereas you put it, you got to do a little bit of everything, including the laundry at times.
Yeah, and it means a lot for him to say that, because you have to put in a lot of work, and you truly want to do this. Like Coach Peterson said, go to those small levels, go to those high schools and see if you truly want to do this. And I fell in love with coaching when I was always hurt. And you guys know that my injury list, me and my wife's injury list could go it's like a rap sheet, right? But and so you find other things. So when I'm on the sideline, I help coaching these young guys out, like when Kamale was here. Perez, coming in the stud, and they had to play as a true freshman because there was only 3 of us back then, right? So just coaching those guys out, and you start to fall in love with that thing. And then just really putting in the work. You always put in the work. Take care of your responsibilities, and you put in the work, and you do it with detail, and you do it with conviction, and you just put everything in it. And if you don't, and you're wasting time, and that's just something that you probably shouldn't be doing. A lot of people always ask, man, I want to get into coaching. Well, start at the lower level, see if you can handle it. There's going to be some hours and a lot of things that play in effect, and it's just not the whole game day. You got to put in the work and the time.
You said that your goal is to be a full-time position coach. First things first. How close do you believe that you are to that goal? And is it anything that you wanted right now? Was it humbling at all to kind of go this route, or were you okay with it?
I was okay. I mean, everything happens for a reason. In this profession too, there's the timing, right? There's timing of everything. And so I believe I'm in a great position. I always trust in God. And I know the way he set his path for all of us, so I trust in that. And yeah, it's going to come. It is going to come. I wholeheartedly believe that it's going to come. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm just more so continuing to learn, continue to be where I am at now. And that's all I can worry about at this point. And then obviously you guys know at this profession, it can be in a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm. And one more for me, and I asked Riddle this too, but being back at your alma mater, you look around the program now and you see Andy Avalos at the head of it, Jerron Johnson, Matt Miller, our assistant coaches. What goes through your mind when you see that now? I mean, these guys invested so much as players, and now they're in charge of helping uphold the standard of the program.
No, it's awesome because they were all good players. They were all good players. It's awesome to see. You got Jabril Frazier as a grad assistant, so we got some Bronco blood in this thing, and we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna have some fun with it as well.
Kharyee, thanks again. Good to have you back, man, and congrats.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey, Kharyee, congratulations. Good to see you again. Congrats on multiple levels, by the way.
Thanks, Will.
Just curious, from your playing days all the way to where you are now, what coach made the greatest impact and influence on you in wanting to be a coach, and why?
I think all of them, because every person is different and they have different qualities and different ways they can impact a player. So I feel like Coach Peterson, the way he carried this program, how he helped build us into men. Pete Wachowski, obviously, and Coach Avalos, these guys all did a good job in how they coach, how they mentor, how they handled their business on and off the field, how they treated you like family, and push you to your very best and your capabilities of what you can do. And at times, when you're young, you don't see it, but then you look back at it, and you see it like, okay, yes, now I see what they were trying to do. And so I think every coach has a big impact on why I'm in this profession today.
Awesome. Congratulations. Great to see you.
Thank you. You too.
Johnny, last one.
Yeah, talk about Kharyee. There's a lot of enthusiasm and youth on this staff. Talk about what you think, how good this staff collectively, analysts from you all the way up to Andy Avalos, how great as a unit do you think this staff can be?
Oh, I think this staff is going to be unbelievably great. Obviously, we still got a little old head. You got Coach Red on the staff, so we're not fully young. You got his age in there, right? But he's awesome. He comes around like he's young. The energy and everything is great, and it's all about the people. We got really good people around here that's willing to open their hearts and willing to learn, and and that's what it's all about. Again, it's about the people, and we can all work together and collaborate and work as a team and throw different ideas out to help each other out.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kharyee, as always, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Let's go.